I don't know where that was going with that.
So the video this week is a little bit different. We've had a bit of a quieter week on the van. It's one of those weeks where we've had to come and see family and we haven't been able to do as much on the van as we have been doing, but we didn't want to not put a video out, so we thought we'd explain why we've chosen a Sprinter van, and particularly why we've chosen the 170, which is the long wheelbase Sprinter, because a lot of people think they're really big vans, and they are, aren't they?
Yeah.
We kind of want to explain our thought process of why we've chosen that van and kind of what we're going to be using it for in the future. So I guess one of the first things is, why a Mercedes in the first place? Why not like a Volkswagen or
a
Fiat
Transit or something like that, yeah. Or one of those big Renault Vito things. Yeah. We decided to go for a 170 Sprinter because they are super reliable when we're going to be travelling, because Sprinter vans are so common. We'll be able to pick up parts if needed anywhere across the continent. You're guaranteed to find someone who's worked on a Sprinter van or can fix a Sprinter van if we can't do it. We hope. Fix a Sprinter van our van if we need to. We know you'll be able to find people that can fix Ford Transits and Crafters on the road as well. But again, all the way across the continent, people use Sprinter vans for heavy duty.
Yeah,
lugging,
I think it's more that the engine that they use in a Sprinter as well, I think is what they use in lorries. So it's designed to pull heavy weight, and we just wanted a really reliable, efficient engine that could take us really far, because we plan on driving, we're going to be living full time in the van, and we plan on driving some pretty big distances in it, don't we? And this isn't just something for Europe, we want to take it further afield, and so we wanted something that's going to last the distance really, and we thought a Mercedes Sprinter is the best option for that.
So a lot of people we spoke to said that to go with either a Sprinter...
The Transit bodywork.
Yeah, so it said to go with either a Sprinter or Crafter rather than a Transit, because the Transit bodywork tends to rust really easily.
We mainly wanted the Sprinter for the engine, and also they're huge vans, and you've got a lot of different options with the long wheelbase and short wheelbase. You can get the high top, so we wanted one that it was a nice big spacious van, which kind of left us with the Sprinter or the VW Crafter, and like I said, we just preferred the kind of feel of the Mercedes engine. We also really wanted a modern van. We didn't really want to take, as much as we would love like a character van and one that's kind of older
like
with history, we just, because we want to drive basically around the world in this van eventually, we wanted something that's going to take us there, and we didn't want to spend every 2 minutes breaking down just for the sake of having a character van, because it's still going to be our home and we're still going to be able to fill it with the things that we love and the things that we find on the way. And I just think to have the reliability of a modern van, which is why would be really important to us, which is why we chose a Sprinter. What are you
stopping? It's so hard not to go. Back to the size.
Yeah, so then back to the size.
The size was a really big decision, wasn't it?
And then we also didn't really want to go for a T4 or something like that, because they're really just a bit too small. I've had T4s in the past, and the things that we wanted in the van, such as a full-size bed, seating area, kitchen, you just can't do in a T4. And a lot of them have a lot of windows, and we wanted to have a bit more privacy in the van. We just really wanted a panel van that we could then do ourselves in a nice big van, which left us with the Sprinter or the Crafter. So that's kind of roughly why I wanted the Mercedes van, but we actually decided to go for the 170, which is the long wheelbase, and we've gone for the high rooftop, so it's a bit of a mammoth of a van. A lot of our thought process was, do we go for the 140 or the 170? We watched so many videos and watched so many people like comparing the short wheelbase and the long wheelbase, and when it came down to it, it comes down to what we're going to use the van for, and we're going to be living in it full time for the foreseeable future, driving to some remote places, and so comfort was one of our biggest priorities, I think.
Yeah, we wanted to be able to fit a fixed bed, nice seating area for where we can work, and a fixed like kitchenette inside, didn't we?
Yeah.
And we wanted to be able to stand up.
Yeah, so, we didn't want like a pull-out bed or anything like that. We wanted a bed that was permanently there, so that if one of us is ill, we can have a bed if one of us wants to lie in. Just to have that bed where you can just crash into at the end of the day after a long day of driving and not have to faff around, taking it in and out.
Making the bed, taking the bed down every day. After a while, it just get tedious. So we went for the 170.
Yeah, so in the end. After all of that we went for the 170 because it gave us everything that we needed space-wise. And then obviously both of us are quite tall, We're both about, what, 5'10"?
5'10", 5'11", yeah.
So we're both quite tall, so we wanted to be able to stand up comfortably in the van, and so the high rooftop's good for that.
Yeah, comfort was the priority, especially with sleeping and working.
Yeah, and honestly, the 170, just having that extra space. I mean, I don't even know how much bigger it is. I can't remember what the dimensions are.
Off the top of my head,
but whatever it is, it gives you just that little bit of extra comfort room.
If we were just going away for a month or a couple of weeks, you could easily get away with the 140 because you're not living in it day to day.
Yeah.
Or for long periods of time. You can go back to your house and stretch your back out, or not get fed up of making the bed. But because we're away for a long period of time.
Yeah, and that's just us. Like, some people might not mind.
We wanted basically home on wheels, didn't we? So
yeah, one of my main concerns with getting the 170 was just the sheer size of it and kind of manoeuvrability, and being able to get to cool campsites or being able to park at places. And we realised that the 140 is also a bloody big van. Like, the difference between the 140 and the 170 when it comes to driving around, I don't actually think is that great. I mean, I think there's a big difference between a long wheelbase Sprinter and a T4 Volkswagen. Like, that would be quite a big difference in where you can go. But because we'd kind of had our hearts set on the Sprinter, we knew that was the size we wanted. The 140 and the 170, they're really they're both big vans.
Yeah, I mean, you struggle to go down little streets in either of those vans.
Yeah.
We're just limited on parking, but not so much limited because there's all these campsites, there's all these caravan parks.
You'll be able to find something. And we don't plan on doing a lot of city driving, and we want to be camping while camping, so fitting into a parking space isn't too much of a big deal. Yeah. It's actually more of a pain while we're here converting the van. If we want to drive out, I don't know, to B&Q or something, we do need to make sure we can get into some spaces and drive through the city in the van. But that's once we're on the road, I don't think parking and that kind of stuff is going to be such an issue. No,
I mean, the city driving and everything will be fine as well. It's just trying to find a parking space, like, at the end of the day, where you take up 2 parking spaces rather than one. That's the only...
And we're not going to compromise all those things that we want just for an easy parking space every now and then. Yeah. So that was why we went for that. So yeah, I think that sums up pretty much why we chose the Mercedes and why we chose the 170. With a long wheelbase, and so far we're really happy with it. The reason we wanted to film this video as well is that we watched a lot of these kind of videos when we were deciding what van to get for our conversion, particularly when we weren't sure between the 140 and the 170. So I hope it's been a little bit useful for you if you're kind of at the van buying stage.
Yeah, we found it really, really helpful, really useful, and we thought we'd like to give our opinion now that we've got one and we've started doing the works for it and we're driving it around.
We've definitely made the right decision. We're really happy with it so far. Anyway, we haven't left England yet. The most important thing for us is to have a reliable vehicle that can take us around the world, and so that's what we're hoping Sophia can do. So next week we should be going back to normal van build stuff. We're about halfway, if not maybe 60%, I reckon, of the way through the van build.
Yeah, I reckon
it's going to start coming together really quickly now, I think.
We've definitely broken the back of it. I mean, the walls are cladded, the floor's down, the walls are painted.
Yeah.
So we were going to start doing the framing for the bed and everything this week, but we were waiting in family. So as of Monday, what day is it today? It's Saturday, so this is now Sunday.
So on Monday we're on the van.
We're back in the van. We are building the framing for the bed, hopefully for the sofa.
The bulkhead.
The bulkhead we're hopefully going to clad and get the cupboard sorted in there.
Get the solar power ordered.
Yeah, got to get the solar panels ordered.
Yeah.
So it's all going to come along really quickly now, hopefully. So
yeah, I have mentioned, I think, that we got our van secondhand, but she was in amazing condition. Very, very, very minimal, if any, rust on the bodywork. 53,000 miles on the clock, which for a Sprinter van was amazing to find. Yeah. Kind of not brand new, but such low mileage was great.
Especially
amazing bodywork.
She's
2012, yeah. Fun story, we actually bought the van not when we weren't in England, so we were travelling. It was this year. We were travelling.
We were in Bali, weren't we?
Yeah.
We'd seen it a couple of times, this van, over the course of a week or so, and it hadn't gone. So we emailed them and said, this van looks fantastic, looks amazing. It's genuine. What's the bodywork like? The engine, everything like that. They came back. They sent us all
loads of photos.
Loads of
and, like,
additional photos we requested from underneath, on top and everything. Had all the genuine paperwork. Well, of course, I had all the genuine paperwork. Had all the paperwork. Had full service history. The van had only been used locally by a local tradesperson or a local person, so it hadn't done proper long distances or anything. So yeah, we
were so lucky, but it was a bit nerve-wracking buying a van because we knew we wanted to do
10,000
when we got back. 10,000 miles away, yeah, and then we came back, and literally 2 days after we landed back in the UK, we went and picked her up, didn't we?
Yeah.
But for now, I think we'll leave the video there. I hope this video has been useful for some of you watching, and yeah, that's why we've chosen a Mercedes 170.
Yeah. So if you have any questions, or
if you do have any questions, feel free to either message us on Instagram or whatever, or in the comments, and we'll always reply. So yeah.
Perfect.
Cool. We'll see you next week.
Bye.
Before we go, I completely forgot, we have a parcel from Brett and Beck, who are our friends. They also have a YouTube channel. I'll put the link in the description. And they sent us a very cryptic message saying they've sent us something in the post. So yeah, we're going to open it now. We don't even know what it is. Ben's been waiting to open this for like 4 days.
I know, I've been itching.
And it's like a big red button saying, do not press. I've had to hide it from us. When you open it, you've been so excited.
I'll let you do the honours.
What is it? Made with love. Oh. Oh wow.
Oh wow.
What's it even say on it? It's got our name on it, Overlanding Sophia. And it's like his and hers little pencil pot, because we've been doing all the woodworking on the van.
Oh, that's amazing. Thank you so much, guys.
Oh, it's even got like a little note with it. Yeah.
Oh, that is amazing. So, I don't know if you can see that. So it says, it's got our van and YouTube channel, Overlanding Sophia.
And that's definitely Welsh. Is it Welsh?
Cwtch is a cuddle.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, like, give you a cwtch. I think. If I'm wrong, let me know, but I'm pretty sure.
And they've put like burnt like trees.
It's amazing, yeah. They've burnt it into the wood, and they've got the mountains, and hopefully that focuses.
Oh, I'm really moved by that. That's really nice.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much, guys. That it's definitely going to
go. And it's 2H rather than HB, yeah. Oh, thank you very much, guys.
Thank you, that's awesome. We'll definitely put that pride of place in the van.
Yeah. Oh, cool.
Thank you.
Well, see you later.
Bye.
So scrap that. Cut. How do you open these things? I don't really know where I was going with this.
I don't know where you're going with that. You've got fucking...
Yeah. I don't know where that was going with that.
Why?
Because I wanted to do it, because you had a really good flow and everything, but I didn't actually want to ruin it. But no, I didn't want to ruin it, but I thought we had like a little bit of humour to it, but I thought I wouldn't, so I didn't. That's fine.
So a lot of people...
I thought you said...
I don't think this is recording.
Oh, we fucking...
Shall I just check?